Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited to be able to do a Pure Romance product demonstration for you. I'd like to thank you for taking your time to watch this video and to see some of the great things that Pure Romance has to offer. My name is Christina Keach. I am with Pure Romance and I will be walking you through the products today. I would like to thank you for coming to the party and participating and being a part of this. And I hope that you are able to find some information that's useful to you and helps kind of give you a guide on your way to finding the perfect goodies for yourself. Now, Pure Romance has a lot of products. We have a lot of different products, and I'm only going to be showing you a handful of those today, just to give you a sense of what's out there and what to look for, but it is by no means everything. And so please look at the digital catalog and the website links that are listed in your announcements, so that you can get a full picture of what we have to offer. So just a few housekeeping items really quick. Pure Romance is designed for people who are over the age of 18 and who identify as a female. It's really important that if you do not meet both of these criteria that you go ahead and come out of the video, or if there's anyone in the room watching with you at the time who doesn't identify, to maybe just watch it later or what have you. And that's only because we have to be really careful to make sure we are following mandates as far as who we're allowed to air to. So it's just a way to protect ourselves and you, and make sure we're not putting this material out there for anyone who should not be viewing it. So you take it from there. So I'm going to go ahead and just dive right in because I know your guys' time is really valuable. Sorry, I'm trying to find a place to put my phone. I know your time is really valuable, and so I want to be able to respect that. All I do ask, though, is when you're done watching this video, if you can make sure you comment watched or done or whatever the case may be so that I know you've watched it. That just helps prompt me to make sure to follow up with you, make sure you don't have any questions, that kind of thing. I follow up with everybody, but that just kind of lets me know when you're ready. So if you don't do that, then I'm kind of guessing, and I hate to bug people when they're just not ready. So that would be super, super helpful. But let's get started. I'm excited to show you what we've got. So this first item that I'm going to show you is our Basic Instinct roller ball. Now in the catalogs, you might see that this is a different color. That's okay. That's just packaging. But this is our Basic Instinct roller ball. And what is a Basic Instinct roller ball? Well, it's a pheromonal roller ball. And I always have to say that very slow. Otherwise, it comes out very wrong. What is a pheromonal roller ball? Well, basically, everyone has what's called a pheromonal signature, their own unique signature, and it's a scent. It's a scent that's put out into the universe basically to attract people to you. If you've ever seen Love Potion #9, I know I'm dating myself, you know what I'm talking about, okay? So what the Basic Instinct roller ball does is it actually enhances that personal scent that you're putting out into the universe. So it just kind of attracts people a little bit more. It pulls people more into your space, right? So you're going to put it anywhere you have a pulse point. So you can put it behind the ears, your wrists, behind your knees, anywhere that you have. Temples is a great place. Anywhere you have a pulse point. You're going to apply it there. You're going to wait about 10 minutes, and then it's actually going to mimic your personal signature, and it's going to enhance that scent out into the universe. And what that does is that just kind of draws people into your space. Now, why would you need that? Well, it could be for, if you're trying to meet somebody, maybe you're going to the clubs, maybe you're going on a first date. All of that is good, but maybe you work in sales. Maybe you're a waitress, something where you're interacting with people, customer service, and you're having that one-on-one connection. So you just want to maybe draw those people into your space a little bit more, just to kind of make that rapport a little bit better. This is a great option. And the really cool thing about this is when you're thinking perfume-wise, this is going to be perfect for you because it is your own scent, right? So a lot of times, how many times do you get a perfume and it smells great until you put it on yourself, right? Because it's not balanced with your chemistry. It just isn't matching that pheromonal signature. It's just not right for your body and for you. And so this is actually going to be right for you because it's mimicking you. So it's really great because you could put this on 10 different people, have them wait 10 minutes, and they're all going to smell differently. So this is, again, great just to kind of enhance that signature, put that out into the universe, and draw that connection more into your space. So Basic Instinct Rollerball, awesome, awesome, awesome. You guys will kind of see me looking off to the side a little bit. I have my notes here. I don't make a mirage of saying that I don't have notes. I have notes, but it's also I can give you the best information that I have. So yes, you too can be a pure romance consultant. So I will be looking over from time to time and flipping pages, and that's all I'm doing. So anyway, okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the Pure Romance Bath and Body line. So what Pure Romance knows is that 80% of our product line needed to be about women's health and wellness and body. Okay. And why is that? That's because we as women need to feel good to be able to engage in personal relationships, sexual relationships. We can't feel good about being with somebody else if we don't feel good in our own skin. And so we really wanted to focus on making sure that the woman feels good in her skin. She feels confident, beautiful, healthy, so that then she can engage with other people and have those relationships and build on that because she feels good in herself. So you're going to notice that a lot of the things that I showed you today have nothing to do with sex. They just don't, because they're about making women feel good first with themselves, and then you can add those other pieces if you'd like for the sexual experience, okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is pieces from our Bath and Body line. So the first one I'm going to show you is our #1 bestseller in Pure Romance. Again, not a toy, right? Because that's not where it's at, okay? So this is our Coochie Cream. How many of you, I know I can't see you, but hopefully you're raising your hands, have heard about our Coochie Cream. Okay, it's amazing. All right, so the Coochie Cream is a conditioning shave cream. And basically what it's going to do, it's going to take the hair that you're shaving all the way down to the shaft of the hair and condition it. What does that do? Well, one, you're going to get a much nicer, cleaner shave because the hair isn't as coarse and rough, right? You're going to get a nice, smooth shave. You can even use this in your hair because it's a conditioner. Put it on your hair if you want to. If you want to smell this beautiful smell, put it in your hair. Okay. So it's going to do this. Now, the really cool thing, and I think the reason a lot of ladies get this is because it makes the lumps, the redness, the irritation of shaving go away, right? Because it's conditioning the hair and the skin. And so you're not going to have that razor burn, okay? It's amazing. And if you're looking at swimsuit season or whatever you're looking at, or just wanting to feel comfortable and not all irritated, this is amazing. Now it can be used anywhere you shave. You do not have to use this just in the bikini area. It's good for your legs, your underarms, anywhere. Men can use this. Anywhere you shave, you can use this. And again, you could even just use it in your hair as a light conditioner. So it's amazing. Now, the really cool thing about all of our Bath and Body Line products is they come in a variety of scents. Okay, we have, I believe, at this current time, as I'm doing this video, I think like 7 different profiles for women. We have ones for men. We have a fragrance free. So we've got options available for you. So if you're not sure what scent you like, just let me know so that I can send you my little scent finder so you can pick out which one's best for you. But the cool thing is they're all going to work together. They're not going to compete against each other as far as scent. So you're really going to have a nice experience, okay? So this Coochie Cream is amazing. Again, #1 best-selling product and worth a try for everybody. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. I've never had one customer come back to me and say, I don't like my Coochie Cream. It's amazing. Okay, so this is awesome. Put it on your list. Okay, so you do that in the shower, right? You do your Coochie Cream in the shower. You get all nice and soft. You get out of the shower, soak them wet. Do you think your skin's hydrated? No, Not even close. Water you would think would be hydrating, but it's not. Okay, it's so dehydrating. Think about when you get out of the bath and you're all pruny, or you get out of the pool or whatever. So what we want to do is we want to put that hydration back into the skin so that our skin stays soft and supple and healthy. So the way you're going to do that is with our hydrating body oil. So this hydrating body oil is actually going to go 7 layers down into the skin to condition and moisturize. Sorry, my nose itches. 7 layers, ladies, down deep into the skin. So what you're going to do is you're going to get out of the shower. I am so sorry. I must be getting some money. Is that? Oh, I think that's the hand. I don't know what the nose means. Anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to hop out of the shower. You're not going to towel off. You're going to leave yourself all nice and wet, and you're going to spritz this all the way down, all over your body, right? Everywhere you need moisturization. And then you're just going to tap dry with a towel, and you're done. Because what that's going to do, and you're going to actually see the water bead up, right? Because it's actually kind of getting in there, taking that water away so that you can get the hydration in, okay? So the really cool thing about this is if you have body art, you want some hydrating oil, body oil, or body dew is what you'd see it called. And the reason is, you know, our tattoos over time get dull, they get a little ashy color sometimes. I mean, they just don't look as pretty as time goes on. And the reason for that is lack of hydration, right? We age, we lose hydration, we're in the sun, we're doing all these things to our skin, and our tattoos lose their luster. Well, the cool thing is, remember, we are conditioning 7 layers deep where the tattoo lives, right? That's where the ink lives. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to rehydrate that skin where that tattoo is, and you are going to see some beautiful popping tattoo color come out. It's going to be amazing. And so if you have body art, you've got to have this available, especially if you like to show it off in the cute outfits. You definitely want to have this available. Not only for the hydration aspect, but it's going to make those tattoos look beautiful for way longer. So hydrating body oil or body dew, amazing. Again, it comes in all those same scent profiles as our coochie cream, and they're awesome. So this is one of my favorites, Love Story, but there's lots available. Flip my page. Okay. So then you've used your body dew to hydrate your body. But what if you need a hydration on days you don't take a shower, right? Or just maybe you need to throw some stuff on your hands after you wash your hands, whatever. You just need a little hydration, right? Well, that's where our hydrating body lotion is going to come in. Now, this is a pretty nice size bottle, and I love the pump. It just makes it easier. But okay, confession time. Let's be sisters. I am a lotion snob. I just am. I don't know what it is. I cannot stand to not have lotion on my hand. But because I put so much lotion on my hands, I'm pretty snobby about it. I don't want to feel oily. I don't want to feel scratchy. And yes, lotion can make you feel scratchy. It's gross. I don't want to feel gunky. I want it to penetrate and disappear, right? I want the softness and the smell, but I don't want to feel gunky, oily, greasy, grimy, or scratchy. Not going to work for me. This stuff is amazing because you don't get any of that. So I want you guys to see how thick it is. See how I kind of press that? It's really nice and thick. I mean, look, it's not coming off. Okay, and this stuff goes nicely into the hands. It is so nourishing. I mean, every time I wash my hands, I'm putting some of this on. It's so nourishing. And remember I told you I don't want to feel greasy or grimy or gross? Do I look greasy, grimy, or gross? No. It is so nice and soft. I feel hydrated. The smell is amazing, again, because it's going to be in one of my favorite scent profiles. But I don't have that greasy, grimy feel, right? So I can go, and this is going to last me until I wash it off again. Okay, so this is amazing. I'll use it on my feet at night. I'll use it, leave it at my sink so after I wash my hands. Or if I just need some extra hydration. So this is really great to have on hand, on your nightstand, at your sink, all of that as a daily moisturization. Nice, thick, none of the yuckiness. Okay, so this is our hydrating body lotion. Okay. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about essential oils. You will notice in our line, I'm just pulling a couple of them out. So you will notice that in our line, we have what's called the Healy line. Now, the Healy line is basically more natural products. That's its efforts. Okay, so whether you see it incorporated in a lotion, whether you see it through essential oils in a roller ball, whatever the case may be, when you see Healy, know that you're looking at something that's got more natural products in it, essential oils in it, that kind of thing. So I'm going to show you a couple of our Healy products. There are tons. This is only a couple, but I just want you to get a sense of what's out there. Okay, so this first one that I'm going to show you is our Rise and Grind. And that's this little thing right here. And our Rise and Grind is another roller ball, okay? And this is really great because it's got essential oils in it that are actually going to perk you up. Rise and Grind, okay? So if you're having trouble waking up in the morning, if you're having trouble with the 3 o'clock slump, if you're having trouble just staying alert, maybe you're studying or at work, the kids, maybe you're having trouble getting to that bedtime before the kids go to sleep. Whatever the case may be, Rise and Grind is going to help you out. Again, anywhere there's a pulse point, you're going to go ahead and just attach it. And you're going to smell that peppermint right away. And that's going to help perk you up and kind of just get you invigorated and wake you up a little bit. So I tell women who have a hard time getting up in the morning, put this next to your nightstand. As soon as that alarm goes off, put it on your temples and just give yourself a second to breathe, right? Because you're going to start breathing that in and your eyes are going to start to open, okay? Or the 3 o'clock slumps at work. I know I used to always, when I was working in an office, always around 2 or 3 o'clock, I just got tired. I could have used this then. It's really great just to kind of give you that little extra something. But again, it's all essential oils, natural products. And so it's not caffeine. You're not going to get overly stimulated. You're not going to feel jittery. It's just going to make you feel nice and rejuvenated. Okay, so that's one of our Healy line products. Another one I'm going to show you is our Miracle Oil. And it comes in a little dropper, just like this. Almost makes you feel like medicine, right? Well, Miracle Oil really is kind of like a medicine. So it's made with tea tree oil. And tea tree oil is known for its antibacterial benefits. It's a healer. So if you get cuts, scrapes, little boo-boos that you are wanting to kind of try to keep clean and stop the bacteria from growing or from causing further irritation or damage to that injury, the Miracle Oil is really great because it's going to allow you to keep that bacteria off, but also because it has, and I just want to look so I get the right oils in here for you. I apologize. It's got jojoba in it. It's got here I go. I apologize. It's got jojoba, sweet almond oils, and argan. Okay. All those oils in there are going to also help hydrate and nourish the skin. So not only are you keeping off the bacteria, but you're nourishing the skin. So what's the one thing that keeping the skin nourished and soft and supple does when you have an injury, a cut, a scrape, a burn, whatever? Scarring. It's going to help prevent the scarring, or at least reduce it. So this is really great to use during those hours with the kids or yourself or whatever, to really help keep things clean in a natural way and to help prevent scarring. So this is another great option with the Miracle Oil. Okay, now you guys, we have, like I said, we have a lot of different Healy products. I have one that I want to mention this. I don't have to show you, unfortunately, but I wanted to mention it. Is we also have things to help with mood or hormonal imbalance. So if you're having issues with hormonal imbalance or mood or anything like that, as women, we all seem to face this, or most of us seem to face this sometime in our life, right? We have options to help you there as well. So if you need something like that, please feel free to reach out to me and I'd be more than happy to help direct to where we need to go. But know that there is help out there for that as well. I just don't have it here to show you, but we do have things to help so you don't have to go through all of that. Okay, just I wanted to make sure you guys knew that. Okay, so now we're gonna talk a little bit about some extra stuff. Just some stuff that makes us feel good, and keeps us looking pretty or feeling confident. Remember, we're all about making you feel confident. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is our Body Boost Firming Cream. Now I know tons of you, when I do the little post that says, what are you guys looking for? What do you guys want to see in Pure Romance? I'm telling you, probably 40% of you, if not more, tell me I want younger looking firm skin or stretch mark repair. Well, the great thing is we do have specific oils for stretch marks, but we can also use our Body Boost. And this also helps give us that younger, firmer looking skin. So this should be on pretty much everyone's wish list. Okay. So the Body Boost is really great because its active ingredient is caffeine. And you know what the cool thing about caffeine is? It tightens fat cells. It tightens fat cells. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Well, why do I not just submerge myself in a tub full of coffee or a tub full of Body Boost? Well, I wish we could do that, but that would take a lot of coffee or Body Boost. But what you can do is use it as a targeting agent, right? So if you've got the little saggy laggies, you got the cellulite, the stretch marking, any of that stuff where you just kind of want to tone the skin up a little bit, this is a great option, okay? Because it's actually going to use that active ingredient of caffeine to tighten those fat cells. And I want you guys to think of it, and I usually have a piece of paper handy. And let me just get one here because I want you to think of it like a piece of paper, right? So if I've got a piece of paper, and this is our skin, right? Over time, it gets crinkled and saggy and yucky. No good, right? But what happens if I start to slowly tighten the page back up? What's happening to those wrinkles, right? They're smoothing out. See if I pull, look how that smooths out. Well, just think of it the same way as your fat cells, right? So we're using the Body Boost to tighten the fat cells. And so what happens to the skin? It gets tighter, the wrinkling, creasing, stretch marking, cellulite, smooth out, right? So that's what the Body Boost does. It's going to help tighten that skin, those fat cells, so that those problem areas smooth out. And you're going to get a nice, younger looking skin. Great for, you could do it under your neck, your arms. Great for summertime when you need to a little help behind the thighs. Whatever the case may be, this is a really great thing and it's going to make you feel good. So I really encourage you, if you're having issues or you're not feeling very confident about certain parts of your body or the stretch marks or what have you, to give the Body Boost a try. It's a really big game changer. Okay, another great product, especially if you're going into spring or summertime or even winter when you want to look a little bit tan, but there's no sun. Whatever the case may be, we want to avoid the sun. Okay, let's just be honest, ladies. UVA and UVB rays are not things we want in our body. We don't want cancer. We don't want it. We want to look pretty. We want to have nice tan, beautiful, sun-kissed look skin, but we don't want the sun rays. It will give us cancer, and that is not about making us feel good. So we have you covered. We have the sunless tanning lotion called Cocoa Glow. Now the Cocoa Glow is going to come in two colors. It's going to be light to medium and medium to dark. And the really cool thing about the Cocoa Glow is you're going to put it on. It's not going to stink. I wish I could tell you what it smells like, but it doesn't smell like anything. You all have used those sunless tanning lotions, I know, that smell so bad. This doesn't smell. So you're going to put it on and you're going to wait about 4 to 6 hours because it's not actually just going on there and like painting color on yourself. It's actually going into the skin and changing the color. Okay, so it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take about 4 to 6 hours to actually start seeing the results of the lotion. And then you're not going to see full results for 2 days. Okay, 48 hours. So it's going to really get in there and work the skin. Now, what does that help prevent? We're not going to get ashy knees. We're not going to get orange streaking down our legs, right? This is a lotion that's going to go on. It's going to actually get into the skin, change that coloring, and work from the inside out. So you're going to get a beautiful tan without all that nastiness. Your fingers are not going to turn orange. You're going to put it on, wash off your hands. It's not going to turn you orange. Okay. So this is a really great option. And because we do have the 2 different colors, if you want to go a little bit more dark or a little bolder, you absolutely can do that. But do not expect to see the full results for 2 days. Now, the really cool thing is all you have to do to maintain that tan is reapply this lotion once or twice a week, and you're going to maintain that tan color. Okay, so it's not something you're going to have to do daily or it's going to wash off or anything like that. You just have to maintain it once or twice a week. So you could have all year round tan if you wanted to. I mean, it's just a really, really great option. And I just love that it doesn't stink. I've used a lot of tanners. Look at the skin. Doesn't it look like I've used a lot of tanners? I love this stuff. So go grab you some. Okay. Now, another one of my absolute favorite products, and actually the second product I ever bought from Pure Romance, is our Shave Escape. Now, this is amazing because if you've ever had issues with chub rub, if maybe you get the irritation and the wetness under the breasts, maybe you're an athlete with the sweaty or the smelly shoes or whatever the case may be. If you have those issues, Shave Escape is a great option for you. So how many of you guys have used powder to take care of those issues? Powder's great, but one, a lot of them have talc in it, and that's not okay, right? Talc is not good for our bodies. And 2, they're messy. I mean, you've got powder flying everywhere. It's all over the floor. It's a mess, right? So the really great thing about this is it's actually a lotion that turns into a powder. Now, the powder inside is not talc. Remember, I said talc is bad. It is a tapioca powder. Okay, so it's not harmful to your body. So it's really, really wonderful. So I'm going to show you. It's just a lotion. Okay. Again, nice. It's going to stay on there. You're going to rub it in, and as you rub it, it's going to dry into a very fine powder finish. Now, I don't have powder flying off everywhere, right? Phew, no. Okay. And you really can't even see it. You can't. Maybe on your fingertips you'll see a light residue, but I mean, there's my finger, right? It's nothing. And it's so soft, you guys. It's like that silky soft powder finish. It's so wonderful, but just smooth and delectable. Now, I will give you a little hint on this. Apply the lotion to a place that's dry and not heated, okay? Because what happens when you put lotion on top of something that's wet? It stays wet, right? It doesn't have a chance to dry into the skin, and so it stays wet. So a lot of people make the mistake of trying to use this product as to get out of the shower. Maybe they're still a little bit wet, maybe they're hot, and then it doesn't dry properly. So I always tell people, make sure you're getting out of the shower completely dry, maybe even take a few minutes just to cool off. Make sure you're dry, and then put it on so that it has a chance to get in your skin, get that powder finish, and then once that powder finish sets, you are good for 24 hours. Okay, and then you can go about your business, and it's going to keep your skin dry. It's going to keep your skin shave-free. It's going to be amazing, okay? But you want to do it when you're cool. And I want you guys to watch my hand because, when we're talking about friction and we're talking about the chafing, it's because we are getting friction between our skin and whatever's rubbing on it, and it's causing redness and it's causing irritation, right? So you would think, like if I were to sit here and rub my hand really, really, really hard, right? You would think I would get red because that's what happens when 2 things have a lot of friction against each other. You get red, you get irritated, you get chafing, things like that. Okay, so I'm going to have you watch. And I am rubbing really hard. No redness, no irritation. Okay, that's because all you did see, actually, I just rubbed it in, was a little bit of powder that I was pushing. um, but there's no irritation, and that's because there's a friction barrier with that tapioca powder that's creating or stopping that friction from occurring, and I'm not getting any redness or irritation from that. So that's how it's working on your body. So super, super exciting, especially if you have moisture issues, especially if you have that chafing. Again, dancers, athletes, anyone who has wet shoes, anything like that. You know, anytime where you have that kind of irritation or that bacteria, or anything like that, this is a great product to use. Okay. Great for men. Just saying. Okay. Now we're going to talk a little bit about lubrication. And lubrication is super important to me to talk about. And we're going to talk about one specific lubrication first and the most, because it's so vital not only to your sexual health, but your female health as well. So first we'll talk about the sexual health, because that's where we think about lubrication, right? So a lot of women think, or a lot of people think, that our bodies naturally lubricate us for sex and we don't need a lubrication unless we're using toys or condoms or anything like that. Not true. Okay, and let me tell you why. Your vaginal pathway, imagine this is it right here, your vaginal pathway. Your body typically only lubricates about this much of it. Okay, just this much. The rest of this is unlubricated. And if you're having sex with a partner who has a penis, he's probably stealing that lubrication from you for him, right? So that you guys can engage in the sexual act. And so you are not getting properly lubricated. So what happens when that occurs is that you're going to get what's called microtearing. Now, microtearing in and of itself is not that big of a deal. You've probably had it where your gynecologist, when you went in for your yearly exam, saw that you had it and either said, oh, you got microtearing, blah, 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 or didn't even mention it at all because it's so very common. And it's not a big deal because it's going to heal. You know, little tear, it heals, you're done. But think about how many times you've had sex in your life or how many times you hope to have sex in the future. Now, what happens, do you think, if you're constantly tearing and then healing? And then tearing and then healing? You're going to create scar tissue. And that's when you're going to start to see problems, because you're going to maybe start having inflammation. Maybe you're going to start getting infections. Maybe you're going to have pain with sex. There's a lot of things that can happen because of the constant tearing and healing and that scar tissue that's being created. So what we want to do is prevent the micro tear. And one thing to watch out for, ladies, I don't know if any of you have ever had this, but have you ever been in the sexual act, everything's feeling great and all these good feelings are coming, and all of a sudden they just stop. Everything just stops, okay? Well, that's because your body is telling you you're hurting it, and it's going to shut you down. It's like, nope, we're done. You're hurting me. You're tearing. I'm not doing this anymore. We're done. Right? And those feelings just go away because it's turning off those pleasure centers so that you stop. Okay? Where if women would just typically add some lubrication, the feelings would come back, because your body's like, oh, okay, we're protected. We're not hurting ourselves anymore. And let's keep going. Okay? So a lot of times if you get to that stage, just add a little lubrication, and most likely that those good feels will start to come back. Okay? So it's really important to use a proper lubrication when engaging in sexual activity, whether it's person to person, you're using toys, whatever the case may be. You want to make sure you're using a proper lubrication. So this one that I'm going to show you is our Just Like Me, okay? And our Just Like Me is a water-based lubrication that, by the way, is the only lubrication, only, not just in our line, anywhere, that is approved by the FDA for condom use. So if you're using condoms and not using this lubricant, you might want to rethink that, okay? Because it has not been approved by the FDA. This one has. Okay. So we want to make sure we're using this. It is, again, water-based, so it's going to go in, and then you're just going to be able to go about your experience. Skin on skin is great. You can be used with toys, again, can be used with condoms. It is water-based though, so you do not want to use it like if you're doing anal. or if you need something that's going to have a lot of non-drying power, right? Okay, so anytime if you have a partner with a penis, he's not going to be using this. He's going to be using a thicker, creamier lubrication for himself. But this is fine for you, skin on skin, condom use, toy, but nothing anal or anything where you're going to need a lot of creamy lubrication. Okay. So the cool thing like me with the Just Like Me is it's going to last you for up to 24 hours. Now, I hear the clock's ticking in your head. You guys are all like, "Wait, I do not have sex for 24 hours." No, you do not. Okay. Remember I told you this is not only good for sexual use, but for your female health. And I'm going to tell you why. Just Like Me was designed to be identical to our bodies. Okay. So when I say that, what I mean is it is going to match our proper pH levels. Excuse me. It's going to also help keep your body in perfect pH balance. So pH balance is so important to our women's health. It is so easy to throw that balance out of whack. Our hormones, our emotions, the environment, stress, illness, any of that can throw things out of whack. And when that happens, again, we're going back to looking at infections, a lot of reoccurring infections or problems, and we don't want that. So Just Like Me was designed to put that pH balance right for you, to make sure it stays in balance where it should be. So the cool thing is you can put this in once a day, put it inside the vaginal pathway, lubricate it. It's water-based, which means it's going to dry. So that's the cool thing about using it on a daily basis is it's going to dry. You're not going to feel gooky or slimy or lubricated all day long. It's going to dry. It's still going to affect your pH balance, but it won't feel like a lubrication, okay? The cool thing is, though, you could put it on in the morning and put it in the morning, go all day long, get home, maybe you start to have a little bit of sexual activity. Now, remember, I told you it's dry because it's water-based. So what we want to do is we just want to take some kind of wetness. You could use your finger, whatever, reactivate it so that it's wet again. And now it's good for sexual use. Okay, so for 24 hours, this lubrication will last you, whether it's for pH balance or for sexual activity. You're not going to have to be reapplying different parts of your day. Okay, so super, super vital, not only for your sexual health, but your female health. And now it comes in original flavor and it comes in sugar glazed donut. So yes, it's edible. Now, we do have another one. It's called water-based lubricant in the Healy line. Okay, so it won't say Just Like Me, but it is Just Like Me. Okay, it's the same exact formula. The only difference is it has the addition of CBD. Now, why would we put CBD in a lubricant? Well, remember I was talking about inflammation or painful sex? CBD is known to help with inflammation and pain. So what we're trying to do is incorporate that CBD in there so you can help combat some of those medical issues that might be preventing you from enjoying or having sexual encounter. And so you'll find that in the Healy line. Now, that one is still edible. It's a little more earthy because it's got CBD in it. I mean, what can you do? But it's the exact same thing. So if you need that addition to help with the pain or the inflammation, then definitely check out water-based lubricant in the Healy line. And again, it's the same exact thing, but super, super important, ladies. Pretty much the time you start having a menses as a child, till you leave this world, you should be using a lubricant on a daily basis to maintain your health. And then you have the added benefit of having it available for sexual activity if you need, okay? So Just Like Me is a game changer. All right. Now let's talk a little bit more about health. Because another, major important thing for women's health is maintaining our pelvic floor. Oh my gosh, ladies, it's so, so important. I can't even stress to you enough how important it is. So you've all heard about Kegel exercises, right? A Kegel exercise in its basic form is the contraction and release of the pelvic floor muscle. Why would we need to do that? Well, the pelvic floor is basically just this barrier that keeps all of our girly stuff in, and our bladders, anus, all of that helps keep it up in our body, okay? As we age, as we have babies, maybe we've gained some weight, or just as time goes on, that pelvic floor will start to loosen. Now, how do you know if it's loose? Well, that first time that you go to cough or sneeze or laugh and you pee yourself a little bit, your pelvic floor is loose, okay? Now, it's okay. You know, we've learned to deal with that little inconvenience, but as that keeps happening, the pelvic floor gets looser and looser and looser. Then you start having incontinence issues, and it becomes a lot more debilitating. And eventually, it could get so bad that all those parts that are being held up inside the body by this floor, as this loosens, are going to start coming out of the body and showing itself to the world. That is not good. That's when we start talking about surgery and a whole lot of medical options that we don't even want to have to worry about, okay? So we want to make sure the pelvic floor stays tight, so all of our parts stay where they're supposed to be, and we don't have to end up in a doctor's office. So how do we do that? Well, there's a few different ways. The first way is just basic Kegel exercises. Now, Kegel exercises, again, are just that contraction and release the pelvic floor muscle. But the one thing I hear a lot is, well, how do I know if I'm doing it right? Like, I don't know what a Kegel muscle feels like, or the pelvic floor muscle feels like. So here's your test. Go to the bathroom, right? How many of you have had to do your little urine test where you have to stop peeing in the middle and then, go ahead and fill up your urine cup, right? Okay, so that little muscle that you have to stop your pee with, there's your Kegel. That is the muscle that you're going to be contracting and releasing. So as you get to learn the muscle, practice on the toilet, okay? Practice on the potty. Can you see the mommy coming out in me? Practice on the toilet. Just contract and release that muscle. Stop the pee, let it go. Stop the pee, let it go. Now, if you try to stop the pee and it's not stopping all the way, you definitely need the Kegels, okay? But that's the muscle that you need to be working. Now you've found it. So now that you found it, you could do that exercise anywhere. You could do it at your chair. You could do it on the elevator. I could be doing them right now, right? Because all you have to do is be able to contract and release that muscle like you're trying to go pee or stop the pee. So once you have that muscle and you've identified it, then what you want to do is you want to pretend that that muscle is an elevator. So you're going to go ahead and make that muscle tight. And now pretend that is an elevator. And you want to pull that muscle all the way up into your belly button slowly, like count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5. And then let it go. Okay, and then pull it up. And all this is internal, right? So no one knows what you're doing because you're just feeling the tension of that muscle pull into your belly button and then back down, okay? And that's going to actually help tighten your muscles. That's going to actually help make that pelvic floor strong. So those are really important to do maybe 2-3 times a day, maybe like 10 times each time, 10 to 12 times. You're going to be golden. But there are other things that we can do to help those muscles as well. And one of them are these little bad boys. These are called exercise herb balls. Now, you might have also seen what's called Benoit balls. And Benoit balls are basically just smaller, metallic little balls, but the idea is the same concept. So these balls will be put into the vaginal pathway. And basically what you're going to be doing is practicing with a visual of contracting and releasing so that you make the ball disappear and then come back. Okay, so you're going to tighten the muscle. It's going to make the ball disappear. You're going to release it and it's going to bring it back out. Okay, so the best way to do these exercises is to do them standing up because you want gravity to fight you a little bit. But if your pelvic floor is really weak, you may not be able to do that yet. So go ahead and lay down on the bed, start with that, get a little mirror so you can see what's happening and do them that way. And then as you get stronger, go into a standing position again, get that mirror so you can see the little ball pop in and out, okay? So these balls are weighted. Can you guys hear the little ball in there? So one is 30 grams, one is 40 grams. So the basic idea of it is you're going to start with the 30 gram one first, do your exercises. When you get really good at it, take the higher one, do the exercises. And when you get really, really good at it, you can do them both. Okay. Now you'll notice that this has a little bit of a strappy thing on it. Now this does come off. See? So you can change it between the two different balls. But if you're doing both, you'll just use it on the ball that's closest to the outside of the body. This is basically just to help you pull it out if you need to. Now, little reassurance. The vaginal pathway is not a one-way street. What goes up must come back down. There is no getting lost in the vaginal pathway. Okay, so you're not going to lose these anywhere. If you have trouble either with these or Ben Wa balls where you feel like you can't get them out, just go down into a squatting position, add a little pressure, and they will pop out, I promise. But for a little extra security, that's why we added this little sleeve here for you, so you can help loop it out. Okay, but I promise you, they will come out. There are parts of the body that is not the case. So if you engage, say for instance, in anal play, you must be careful because that is a one-way street. Things can get lost, and that is an ER trip you don't want to have, okay? So you have to be very careful in that area, but your vaginal pathway is not like that, so you'll be fine. Okay, so you can get these to help exercise that pelvic floor, and again, it gives you a visual of that muscle so you can see them going in and out. That way you know you're actually working that Kegel muscle, okay? Another great way, and one of the best ways actually, to exercise the Kegel muscle, get ready for it, orgasm. Orgasm. Ladies, think about it. What is an orgasm? It is a contraction and a release of the pelvic floor muscle in the most intense fashion. In fact, the Academy of Gynecology has actually recommended to have an orgasm a day for pelvic floor health. I mean, you have to do it. It's for your health. I mean, it's better than eating broccoli. I just can't think of a better way. So maybe you don't have a partner who's willing to help you with this pelvic floor exercise on a daily basis. Maybe you're not even willing to help you with this pelvic floor exercise on a daily basis. That's what the end of the show is for, to help with a little bit of toys and assistance. But that is a very effective way as well to keep that pelvic floor exercise, because you're just doing that contraction and release, but again, on a most intensive level. So it's really great exercise. It's not just for fun anymore, ladies. Okay, now we're going to talk about some other little pieces. This first one we're going to talk about is actually a warming lubrication, and this is called Sensations. Now, this is not for toy use or condoms, and we know it's not for condoms because nothing is good for condoms except the Just Like Me. But this is not for toys either. It's not designed for it. It's not going to work for it. It's not what you want. This is simply to enhance sensation with that warming feeling. Okay, that's all this is going to do. It is edible, so you can do a little bit of oral play as well with it. This one is actually Pineapple Paradise. So you do have that aspect of it. But again, this is purely a sensations, hence the name, thing. Okay, this is just going to enhance that pleasure, give you a little bit of tease and play. But again, it's not for toy use, and it's not going to be used for condoms. Okay. The next one we're going to look at is our Whipped. Now, this is another lubricant. But remember I was telling you how if we are doing anything with a partner with a penis, he's going to need something that's a lot creamier and thicker. If you're doing any kind of anal play, you're going to need something creamy and thick that's not going to dry. Because anytime we're talking about anal play or penis or anything like that, we do not want drying effect, because that's like going down a water slide with no water and no one's going to be happy. Okay, so this Whipped is an actually creamy, thick lubricant to be used for those types of situations. Now, this, I don't know if you guys can read that, but it says vanilla cupcake. Yes, it's edible. Yes, it tastes like a vanilla cupcake. I promise. It's amazing. So I love to pair this with our masturbation sleeves. This one is called Get a Grip. Now, We're a company that's designed to help women. So why would we have a masturbation sleeve? Okay, I'm just going to keep it real with you. I'm a mom. I have 2 children under the age of 5. I'm tired. I'm so tired, right? You get sleepy, we work, we have kids, we have life, we get tired. Or maybe we just want to watch our favorite show for once in like a month, right? But we have our partners with the penis and they love us and they want a little attention and we love them and we want to give it to them. But we don't want it to take a lot of time because we either need to get back to our show, get back to our nap, get back to the dishes, whatever the case may be. Or the kids are going to be waking up in 5 minutes to come into the bed. Okay, so we want to do something that's going to help our guys out, make them feel loved, make them feel connected to us, but still gets us out the door quickly. So that's where this comes in. This is actually for us, but he's going to love it. So this particular masturbation sleeve is called Get a Grip. So as you can see, it's reversible. On the inside, let's see if I can show you. It's got these ridges, kind of like you would see. Can you guys see that? There you go. Kind of like what you'd see with the condom, right? Just some simple ridging. So that's going to give a lot of texture and sensation if you use that as the inside. You could also flip it and put this part on the inside. I'm trying to get you guys a good shot. See all that intense ridging? Okay, so you could flip it around and use that ridging if you like. Okay, that's a lot more intense. He's going to really feel it. So what you're going to do with this is basically going to be for a hand job. Okay, so you're going to use your creamy lubricant. I like to put a little at the tips. Then you're going to put a little on the head of his penis. And then you're going to go. And look how easy that slides. Okay, so you can pull, twist, pull. You could do a little anal or you could do a little oral, whatever you want to do. You have a lot of options with this, but you're going to have all of that wonderful ridging. So he's going to get a lot of sensation and pleasure. And in about 5 minutes, he's going to be a happy boy. Then you're going to take it off. You're going to hand it to him, say, "You're welcome, honey." And he's going to go clean it and you're going to go back to your show, bed, or whatever it was you're doing. Okay. So this is really great because again, it allows us to connect with our partners with the penis, but saves us some time, saves us some work. Sorry, I have to grab my towel. And it just allows us to be intimate and connected with them. And maybe we're not feeling so up to the task. Okay. And it's a great way to give him a little happiness, you a little happiness, and everyone's good to go. Okay. And then you can, again, just clean it out, reverse it out, tap it dry, and it's good for the next use. So really, really amazing for him, but designed for you. Okay. Put that over there. So I clean it out, but definitely if you get the masturbation sleeve, you have to get the creamy lube with it. Okay. Because again, it will hurt him if he doesn't have this. Okay. All right, everybody. So the next thing we're going to talk to you about is our bosom buddy. Sorry, I just had to look at my notes. Okay, our bosom buddy is another enhancement product. Now this is just more of a teasing, stimulating enhancement. Okay, so this looks like almost like a lip gloss, right? Or a little moisture stick. You can put it on the lips. Okay, this one happens to be pina colada, but there's also a sweet melon. What this is going to do is you're going to start to feel a little bit tingling sensation on your lips, and it's just going to kind of enhance that kissing. Okay, kissing is so amazing. You're burning calories, you're connecting, and there's a lot of good benefits. Check out my post on kissing, things you never even knew. But it's awesome, and so this just kind of enhances that feeling and that connection that you're having and kind of just makes it a little bit more fun. I apologize. My phone is going off. That means my husband is texting. But it just enhances everything for that sensation. So you can use it on your lips. You can use it on your nipples as well. You can get a little, a little bit of tingling sensation there, a little bit of play. Because again, it's edible and flavored. You could do a little kissing there. So it's really to enhance that feeling and sensation on the lips and the nips, but not below the hips. It's not designed to go in the genitalia area. Don't put it there. Okay, just leave it alone above the hips. Okay, but it's a really great little way to play, have a little teasing, have a little bit of enhancement of kissing. Okay. The next enhancement that we're going to talk about are going to be actually two. Okay, I'm going to talk about two. I'm going to talk about the O cream and the G spot. Okay, so first let me give you a little factoid. 80% of women have to have clitoral or G spot stimulation to have an orgasm. They just do. 20% of women can do it vaginally, but 80% of us cannot. So if we know that about ourselves, we know then that we want to enhance the area of the G-spot clitoris area to help reach that orgasmic state. So the really cool thing about us as women is that we have 8 to 12,000, he's texting again, sorry about that, guys, 8 to 12,000 nerve endings between the clitoris and the G-spot area in that whole pathway. Now, if you're more clitoral stimulated, then the majority of those nerve endings are going to be by the clitoris, and then it'll trickle to the G-spot. If you're more G-spot stimulated, the majority of them will be there, and it's going to trickle to the clitoris. But they're all going to be in that zone, okay? So wouldn't it make sense to enhance all 8 to 12,000 nerve endings, so we receive the ultimate maximum stimulation and pleasure to reach that orgasmic state? So that's what these are going to do. Our O cream is going to enhance the clitoris area. The GPS is going to be for the G-spot. Use them together, and you have now done all 8 to 12,000. You've all enhanced them. It's going to give them a cooling, tingling sensation. It's going to be very intensive. So any kind of friction that's happening after that fact or vibration is going to be highly intensified, because now all those nerve endings are on point. Like they are stimulated, they are awake, and they are feeling everything. Okay, so it makes sense, I just dropped one, to use them together so that you can get that maximum stimulation. So I always recommend these together. Of course, you don't have to. You could definitely do one or the other, but I just think, why not utilize all 8 to 12,000 nerve endings? I don't want to leave anybody out. I'm a giver like that. I want them all to be happy. Okay. And in point, you're going to then be ecstatic. All right. Side note, it's good to be a girl, because we have 8 to 12,000 nerve endings in our erogenous zone. Men have 2,400 in the head of their penis. That's all they get. We get 8 to 12,000. It's good to be a girl. Okay. If you were ever in doubt no more. All right. So let's talk about one more thing, and then we're going to move on to some massage. This next product is called, I'm just going to come out with the name first, Great Head. So what does that make us think? Oh, this is for the guys, right? We're going to give oral to the guys. Great Head. Okay, this is not just for the boys. I'm just going to tell you the name is wrong. But the product's amazing. So basically, this is for giving any oral favors to anybody, whoever that may be. Why is it so awesome? It's going to do a couple things. First, one of the biggest problems with giving oral favors is the gag reflex, right? Now, of course, that's more on when you're doing it for a male partner, but it could be for a female partner as well. That gag reflex is there. And some people, it's very strong. And so even if they want to do it, they can't because they're gagging. So the nice thing about the Great Head is that, first of all, it's going to relax the muscles that are going to prevent that gag reflex. Now, it's not going to numb them. I want you to be very clear on this. It's not numbing them, because numbing your muscles is dangerous. We don't want to do that. We're just going to relax them so that you don't gag. Okay, first thing. Second thing, let's just be honest, the smell, right? People they're worried about the smell and the taste, right? We're all worried about that part of things. This is going to help with that, because it smells like strawberries and it tastes like them too. Okay, so this is going to help with that aspect of it, where you're going to be able to Again, you're not going to be gagging. It's not going to taste bad. It's not going to smell bad because you're going to have something to kind of camouflage that. And I'll just show you, it's just a real clear gel-like substance. Okay, but it's really going to help do that, help to prevent those issues or, those obstacles to being able to do oral favors. So it's just a really great thing to have in your toy chest so you can play a little bit more. But again, it's not just for the guys, okay? It can go both ways. All right, let's talk a little bit about massage, because massage is a great way to do foreplay. And then we'll talk toys. Okay, so we're almost done. Hang with me. We're almost there. So massage, again, is an amazing way for foreplay, but it's also just a great way to connect with your partner, to interact, or just to unwind, right? We have to be in good headspace to be able to engage in sexual activity. Men can kind of just go with it and they don't have to feel anything. They can just do it. We cannot. Typically, we need to be in the right frame of mind. We need to be in the right headspace, and our bodies need to feel ready and open to receiving the act, right? So we need to be in a good place. So massage is a great way to help do that for the sexual act, but again, just a great way to feel good, okay? So we're going to talk about a few things for massage. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is our massage gloves. These are really amazing because you get 2 of them, okay? You could do either side, and you could do it on yourself. You could do it on a partner while they do it on you. You could, whatever you want to do. You have options. But the cool thing is these are very stretchy. I do not have small hands, and these come on me just fine. So you just put it on. If I could get my fingers right, because go ahead and put that on. And then you have this amazing glove with all these different textures. I mean, look at all of that. So I could have turned this around on this hand and then had these textures. So you have options, right? So I just love these little nubbies. I think these are great for deep massage, but you've got these smaller ones that are a little more soft. This one's super, super soft with the ridging. And then again, these little nubbies on the back for a little bit more acupressure type stimulation. So these are a great massaging tool to be able to really give different textures to the body. Again, you could do it on yourself or have a partner do it for you. I always recommend to have some kind of medium with them. What I mean by that is a great massage oil. We have one with libido enhancer, which is awesome. We have this amazing Healy. Remember, again, I said Healy had natural products or essential oils in it. So we have this amazing massage lotion that has chamomile and lavender in it, and the lavender smells divine. Real essential oil lavender. So you could use that, just something to help make it glide. Okay, so it's nice and smooth, and then use your glove and really be able to work the massage in. It's really amazing. Again, they're silicone, so they're going to be easily washed and ready to go for next use. So really super awesome with the textures. The next thing I'm going to show you is a pretty popular item because 1, it can be used for massage, but 2, it could just be used for everyday aches and pains. So this is our heart massager. Now you'll notice it looks like it has a whole bunch of jelly in it, and it's pretty pliable. Okay, but you notice it has this little dark disc down here. Okay, so what that does is it's going to turn this little jelly heart into a hard, hot rock type item. So you're going to be able to give yourself a hot rock massage by using this little heart. Now these are reusable, so the very first time you use it, you're going to hear a really loud click. After that, you could hear a loud click. You might hear nothing at all, but you'll always know when it's working, and I'm going to show you how. So you're going to go down here. You're going to click your little disc, and you can automatically see that reaction happening. Just look at it spread. Now what's happening here is these crystals are getting hard, and they're getting hot, and they're going to get up to about 120 degrees. So now you have a great hot rock massage where you can really work the body, loosen those muscles that might be tight with that heat, and really give that nice sensual experience. But ladies, this is an amazing thing for the medicine cabinet. I'm telling you, you could use it for headaches. You could use it for muscle aches. You could use it for cramps. My husband has severe, severe allergies. So he got a lot of sinus pressure in the very beginning of the season. He actually folded this around his nose before it got set and instantly felt his ears pop and all this congestion draw away. So it's an amazing way to really just kind of get that heat in there if you've got an injury, anything like that. I have cold hands a lot, so I like to just hold it. If you feel like it's a little too intense in heat, I don't. But if you feel it is, then just put a little towel or something around it to kind of buffer that heat. But it is just so amazing. And it's reusable. Lady, this heart is $18. And I've been using it all the time since about November. Okay, and we're in what, June? Well, I don't even know when you're going to be seeing this, but so I've been using it for over 6 months and it's still good to go. Okay, so you keep one in your toy chest, keep one in your medicine chest, you'll be having things. Okay, this is amazing. It's so nice and warm. Got a toothache, right? And I love it for back here because it really gets those muscles loose from the heat. So it's really awesome. I highly recommend at least one of these in your home. Okay, so now we're going to talk toys. So again, if there's anybody in the room who should not be hearing this kind of talk, please make sure that they vacate or you move or something, or just come back to the video when you can. But we're going to talk toys. Now, I'm going to be showing you some of our rechargeable toys, but we have the battery operated ones. They're fine. They work great. But I want to show you the rechargeables just because they give you the most bang for your buck, okay? They give you the most bang for your buck because they're going to last longer if we take care of them. And the way we're going to take care of them is two things. We're going to make sure they stay clean because we want to keep them in good condition and we want to keep ourselves in good condition, right? So we have our cleansing mist that you're going to want to use on your toy when you get it. So as soon as you get your toy, you're going to want to plug it in or put the batteries in, whichever the case might be. I recommend the plug-ins. And you guys, let me tell you why. One, yes, it's going to last longer. Do you want to have to worry that the batteries are going to go out in the middle of using a toy? I don't. Right? So once you charge a toy, it's going to last you for 8 to 10 hours. Okay? And if you charge it up after you've used it, it's always going to be good. You're never going to have to worry. So I highly recommend them. But anyway, there's my plug. The cleansing mist is really important though. So after you charge your toy or get it batteried up or whatever you're going to be doing, you want to go ahead and clean your toy. Now, that is because even though you haven't used it yet, it's got dirt on it, it's got dust, bacteria, things flying in the world are on your toy. And you don't want that entering your body, right? So you're going to clean it up real good. You're going to spritz it down. You're going to run it under the water, tap it dry, and you're done. Okay, that's all you need to do. You're just going to clean your toy. But once you've cleaned your toy, you're not going to just throw it in your toy box, because if you do that, then that toy is going to be introduced to everything in your toy box. Any dust, any debris, any bacteria that's in the box is going to now be on your toy, and you're going to have to re-clean it again before you use it. That doesn't make any sense. Who wants to do that? Like, be in the moment and be like, oh, wait, I need to clean my toy. Okay, you don't want to do that. So once you've cleaned it, just throw it into one of our toy totes. Now, these toy totes are pretty cool because they come in pink and silver. So one, I love the pink. But inside, it has a very special lining that is actually going to help prevent any bacteria or fungus from growing or collecting on the toy. Okay, so it's going to keep your toy clean and safe. Now, every 30 days, you're going to take the toy out, throw this in the washing machine, and then it's good for another 30 days. This is good for up to 48 washes, so we're talking a little bit under 5 years of use for this bag. And I can tell you guys, if you buy a toy from me, I'm going to want you to have this tote and a cleaner. And because of that, I'm going to offer to you usually at half off. So there's no reason not to grab a bag unless you already have one. But if you have one, do not share toys in the same bag. They need their own bag to keep them isolated, protected. It's the only way to guarantee that that toy is safe because nothing else has touched it and they've been in the protected liner, okay? One bag, one toy, hand in hand, but I'll always offer to make it affordable for you because it's so important. Okay, so these are the two big things to keep your toys happy and healthy. Also, we want to make sure we're keeping them cleansed because if they're silicone based, which our rechargeable toys are, it's going to keep that silicone soft. It's going to keep it from cracking. It's going to keep it in good, healthy condition. So super, super important. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of the toys. So the first one I'm going to show you is just a simple C-ring toy. Now, C-ring actually stands for constriction ring, but I know a lot of people think cock ring. Do with that as you will. It does go on the penis of a male, but it is, again, made for the female. So what it's going to do, it's going to go around the penis and under the balls like this. Okay, so now the penis is constricted, and it's going to actually keep him hard longer for you. You're welcome. But it's got an added benefit that if we hold this button down for 3 seconds, you hear the vibration? Now this is a vibrating toy. So as he is penetrating, this is going to touch your clitoral spot. Okay? So you're going to get that sensation to the clitoris area. You're going to get the penetration. He's going to stay hard longer. All is going to be well. Now, the cool thing I like about this toy personally is it's very easy to fit in the hand. So a perfect toy to play with. You could go down the neck, down the back, do a little nipple play. You've got a lot of options. It's a nice, controllable little thing that he or you could use to actually play, okay? So it's a great option if you're just starting out with toys, you want something a little bit versatile, and you're not sure what to get, this is a great little option because it gives you some sensation, but some actual fun and engagement time as well. Then you just hold it down for 3 seconds when you're done, and that's it, okay? So there's a few different versions of the C-ring that you'll see in the catalog. This is vitamin C, but that is the concept of all of them, okay? All right, so the next toy that I'm going to show you is more to show you the concept of the toy than the toy itself. So this is, if you see any of our black toys with this little pretty silver on it, is that silver? Yeah. This is going to have what's called a floating motor. Okay. Now this floating motor was designed with 2 purposes in mind. One, it's going to be quieter. So I'm going to let you hear one of our other toys that does not have a floating motor. Okay, do you hear the high pitch of that? So if you're trying to be super quiet, how quiet do you think that's going to be? Okay, people might notice it. Where a floating motor, let me turn that off, is going to be a little bit different. You're going to hold it down for 3 seconds. Do you hear the lower vibration? So this is going to be a quieter toy. It's not going to be as high pitched. It's not going to be as noticeable. So yes, it's still vibrating, but it's going to have that lower tone to it, so it's quieter. The other thing about it, that floating motor allows the vibration itself to not be about vibrating the toy, but about actually sending that vibration into the body. So it's actually going to be a more intensive vibration in the body and throughout to give you more intense pleasure. Because it's not just concentrating on making the toy vibrate against the skin, it's actually pushing those vibrations into the body, okay? So 2 things. So while the toys in their concept of what they do or what parts of the body they're going to be interacting with are like any others. This is a clitoral stimulation toy. So all of our clitoral stimulation toys are going to be the same in that they're vibrating the clitoris and they're activating that clitoris. But if you see it in this black design, then you know you've got that floating motor that's actually going to kind of have that intensity into the body more and be at a lower tone. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you with that. But again, clitoral stimulation toy, you could play with it as far as teasing, or you could just stimulate the clitoris with it. So you have a few options with this one as well. And there are going to be varying, I'll turn it back on, varying speeds. Okay, so you do have options there to play with. But again, the main thing I wanted to show you with this one is to look for this black design if you're wanting that floating motor, okay? The next one I'm going to show you is one of my favorites because I feel like it just gives a lot of good things. Okay, so this is a dual action toy. It's going to offer clitoral stimulation here and G-spot stimulation here. Okay, so you're going to see on the back, again, it has 2 buttons, but one is for each of the stimulants. So this top one, you're going to hold it down for 3 seconds. You're going to see the clitoral stimulation. You even get a little purple light. And in there is this little vibrating tongue. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that. Little vibrating tongue happening. And then if you want to speed it up, you can do that. So that's going to run this one right here. Then we have the second button. You're going to hold down for 3 seconds. And that's going to stimulate the shaft, which is going to give us the G-spot stimulation. And you can even see it move every time I increase the speed. Okay, so you could use one or both of the elements however you wish. And you can have them on varying speeds because each one is controlled separately. You just hold down for 3 seconds to turn it off. So that turned off here. And that turned down there. Okay, so that allows you to have that dual action. Now this silicone, you guys, is one of the softest I've ever felt. This is the Unraveled. It's one of the softest silicones I've ever felt. So smooth. So that's nice because it's going to give you nice ease and all of that. Of course, you're still going to use a lubrication with it. You're not going to just use this on its own, but you're going to have that nice soft silicone that's going to feel good to the skin. I want to mention one thing about the design, and you're going to see this design in a few of the other toys as well, so I want you to know what the purpose of it is. You notice how this G-spot toy is going to kind of go down into this little narrowing at the bottom. That's on purpose. So if you think about it, when you're using your toy, remember I talked about how an orgasm is like the best pelvic floor exercise because it tracks and releases, right? Well, think about when you have an orgasm and you grip on, right? It's like, it tightens up. When it tightens up, your body literally will grab this toy at the bottom here and hold on. Well, ladies, you could totally go hands-free at this point because your body is holding this toy as you're orgasming, and you can just keep letting it ride because you will continue to orgasm over and over and over again until your body has basically said it's had enough and it releases, and then it'll just come right out. Okay, so this was by design to allow you to get that maximum multiple orgasm experience by holding on, letting your body hold on to the toy as that's happening. Okay, so, and your body will tell you when it's had enough. It will let go. Okay, because there will be a point where it's just done, it taps out and it's done. Okay, so this is really by design that we have this narrowing down here to give you that ultimate multiple orgasm experience. And you'll see a few toys like that, so know that that's what it's intended for. Okay, so that's again our Unraveled great dual action toy. And the last toy that I'm going to show you today is one of our self-pleasure toys, which is really really cool because it gives us this nice long handle, makes it a little bit easier for us to do self-pleasure. It's very flexible because our bodies are not the same, and we need to be able to maneuver and do it to the way that our body needs it. On the back here, you're going to see this button here is going to kind of activate it to be on. The second button on this one is going to actually be your speed. Now, ladies, this has this has 30 variation speeds. So remember I said an orgasm a day? Well, here's your toy. You can have one for every day, okay? Very flexible. I like that you can still be able to use it in your hand if you want to do your own nipple play, your own teasing play, or a partner can use it on you as well. But you have that option because, again, you've got that longer handle that makes it a little bit more easily accessible to the rest of your body. It gives you a lot of options. Again, that soft silicone, pretty purple color. I don't know why that makes me happy, but it does. just press that top one and that turns it back off. But a great option if you want a self-pleasure toy. Again, you can use it with a partner, no problem, and it gives you that availability to use it on yourself with a little bit more ease and comfort because of the long handle. Okay, so that is our opening act, and that is the self-pleasure toy. And ladies, that is all I have for you today. I want to thank you so much for spending this little over an hour with me. I know I talked a little bit, sorry about that. But I thank you so much for watching the video, and thank you for attending this party and in supporting your beautiful hostess. Please let me know if you have any questions. Do not forget to please comment below the video letting me know that you watched so I know I can follow up with you. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns. I will be reaching out to everybody, but please don't hesitate to message me if you have anything. And I will be reaching out to everybody again in the next day or two to just finalize everything up, answer questions, take orders. So please definitely check your messenger to make sure that you're watching for my my message to come through to you so we can correspond and connect. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you again so much. And I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye.